Assalamu'alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to our channel that always presents interesting and inspiring stories from the Qur'an and Hadith. On this occasion, we will raise the story of Sabti, the people who were cursed by Allah to become apes because they violated Saturday. This story is found in Surah Al-A'raf verses 163 to 166. Let's look at it together. Ashabul Sabti is the name given to a group of Jews who lived during the time of Prophet Moses. They lived in the village of Ala, on the coast of the Red Sea. They were almost all fishermen by profession. Allah decreed to them that Saturday was a day of worship for them. They were forbidden to fish or do any other activity that interfered with their worship on that day. However, God tested them in an extraordinary way. On ordinary days, the fish in the sea did not appear at all. But on Saturday, the fish arrived in great numbers and swam on the surface of the water. They looked very tempting and appetizing. Allah wanted to see whether they would obey or disobey His command. Some of the Ashabul Sabti could not resist the temptation and broke Allah's prohibition. They caught fish greedily and forgot themselves. They did not care about Allah's commands, they only followed their lusts. Some of the Ashabul Sabti remained obedient and worshipped Allah. They saw the actions of the fishermen who violated Saturday and felt concerned. They tried to advise the fishermen to stop and repent. However, the fishermen rejected their advice. They even criticized and threatened the people who advised them. They did not listen and did not want to change. They continued to violate Saturday. Allah hears the prayers of His obedient servants. Allah is also aware of the actions of His disobedient servants. Allah sent His punishment to the Ashabul Sabti who violated Saturday. Allah turned them into abject apes. They could not speak, could not think, and could not worship. They could only shout, run and fight. They became a mockery and a reproach to humans and other animals. They became a lesson for the people who came after them. Ibn Kathir interpreted this verse that in the story of Ashabul Sabti there are three categories of groups. The first group is those who violate the Sabbath rules as told in Surah Al-A'raf verse 163. The second group is those who try to remind their friends who violate, namely the first group. The last group is those who are indifferent to those who violate. As told in Surah Al-A'raf verse 164 that the third group even asked the second group, "Why do you advise those who will be destroyed by Allah or severely tortured?" However, the second group replied, "We did it as an effort to ask forgiveness from your Lord in the hope that they will return to piety." Allah's reply finally came. As He said in Surah Al-A'raf verse 165, Allah saved the group that prevented the offense and tortured those who committed the offense. Referring to Ibn Kathir's statement, the last group who ignored the offense was not explained by Allah regarding the reward for them. The story of Ashabul Sabti who was punished as an ape for breaking Saturday is a story that contains many lessons for us. Some of the lessons we can learn from this story are: we must always obey and comply with Allah's commands, especially those related to worship and His laws. We should not follow our desires which can lead us into sin and Allah's wrath. We should honor and revere the days that Allah has designated as special days, such as Fridays, holidays, and others. We should not waste these days by doing things that are futile or forbidden by Allah. We must learn from the stories of previous generations that Allah has memorialized in the Qur'an. If the stories are of righteous people, then we should take them as examples. If the stories are of disobedient people, then we should avoid the deeds and seek Allah's protection from His punishment. We should listen to and accept the advice and admonitions of good and faithful people. We should not be arrogant and haughty with the favors that Allah has bestowed upon us. Let us not reject or threaten those who advise us, because they are people who care and want good for us. That's the story of Ashabul Sabti that we can tell you. Hopefully it will be useful and add to our insight. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. If you have any suggestions or questions, please write in the comments column. Thank you for watching. Wassalamu'alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.